Hi, I'm Diva from Musical Hell, and I know the score. The James Bond title sequence. Nothing says action, sex, danger, intrigue, and more sex quite like it. It's a 007 institution, ranking right up there with cool gadgets, fast cars, and women whose parents gave them sadistically suggestive names. Seriously, can you imagine how miserable high school must have been for Pussy Galore and Plenty O'Toole? But this isn't about them. This is about highlights from 50 years of Bond movie theme songs. The majority of Bond title credits have many of the same basic elements. There will be a hip, jazzy song, probably sung by a sultry female voice, and visuals sprinkled with thematic elements from the movie to come. Oh, and women. Lots and lots of women dancing and doing gymnastics and turning into skeletons. But they're not all created equal any more than their movies are. So, without further ado, here's my picks for the top 5 James Bond songs of all time. Number 5. Goldfinger. Just about everything related to Goldfinger is iconic. The Aston Martin DB5, the henchman Oddjob, the unfortunately named Miss Galore, the death by body paint, the laser pointed at Sean Connery's junk, the list goes on. And of course, that extends to the title sequence and the theme song, sung by quintessential Bond chanteuse Shirley Bassey. Bassey's sultry vocals make her a perfect fit for the James Bond franchise. It was the sort of voice you could imagine coming out of a smoky nightclub where mysterious men and shady dealings were the rule. Glamorous, dangerous, and absolutely irresistible. The only reason this song isn't higher on my list is that the melody line is rather angular, which does bother me a little. It kind of sounds like Bassey's forgot the song and is making it up as she goes along. Goldfinger, he's the man, something, something Midas touch. But who am I to argue with an institution? Goldfinger is often cited as the best James Bond movie, and it deserves the title, and its theme song does it proud. Number 4. The World Is Not Enough. The problem I have with a lot of later-day James Bond themes is that the artist tried too hard to make it contemporary, and ended up dating their work in a big hurry. Notable offenders here include Madonna's auto-tuned concoction for Die Another Day, and Sheena Easton's ultra-easy listening for Your Eyes Only. The World Is Not Enough by Garbage avoids that trap. There is a turn of the millennium feel in its electronic underpinnings and Shirley Manson's alt-rock girl vocals, but there's also something timeless about it. The soaring chorus in particular sounds like something Bassey would have sung during her heyday. Just as James Bond is a classic character whose image is always filtered through the current zeitgeist, Garbage takes the archetype for a James Bond-style song and puts their own unique spin on it. Say what you will about the movie that followed it, and I won't disagree with you. The theme song is one thing about The World Is Not Enough that works. Number 3. Dr. No. Not just a James Bond theme, the James Bond theme. With its jazzy trumpets, pulsing surf rock guitar riff, and slinky chromatic slide, John Barry's arrangement of the Monty Norman theme set the sound for the entire spy genre. It's exactly the sort of music you want to hear as you speed through some exotic location, danger at your back, and romance at your side. This being the first official film in the James Bond canon, it's a bit of an odd duck as far as the title visuals go, mostly focusing on these odd geometric mod art patterns. And it goes into some odd detours at the end with this weird calypso version of Three Blind Mice. But the main theme is choice and classic, and that's what earns it a place on my list. Number 2. You Know My Name from Casino Royale. The reboot of the Bond franchise in 2006 was, inevitably, met with a healthy dose of skepticism. Who the hell was this Daniel Craig guy, and where did he get off playing James Bond? Wasn't he too coarse, too brutish-looking, too blonde to be 007? But both Craig and Casino Royale proved themselves worthy successors of the Bond legacy, and the movie starts off on the right foot with Chris Cornell's You Know My Name. Everything about this song, from the blaring horns to the driving guitars to the very title, announces James Bond is back and he's still awesome. And yet it also hints at the franchise's new direction. While the traditional Bond titles focus almost exclusively on sexy women, Casino Royale's sequence is dominated by men kicking the crap out of each other, indicating this new Bond will be less playful and more gritty. It's an excellent fusion of the old and the new that kicks off the new chapter in James Bond's film life in style. And the number 1 James Bond theme, Diamonds Are Forever. In a way, Diamonds Are Forever is the thematic opposite of Goldfinger. Where Goldfinger is a song warning about the dangers of trusting its materialistic subject, Diamonds Are Forever coldly embraces materialism as something more concrete than fickle human relationships. Bassie's work is again flawless, but the melody for this song is more fluid than that of Goldfinger, which to me makes it more sensual. As with The World Is Not Enough, there are elements of the era's sound in the funky guitar underlay, but they're not so obtrusive as to make the song feel outmoded. And the visual imagery is perhaps the best distillation of the Bond title sequence formula. A perfect mix of thematic motifs, hints of the film to come, and those ubiquitous female silhouettes. Put it all together and you have something elegant, haughty, dangerous, alluring, and magnificent. And what better introduction could you give to James Bond? So those are my top 5 Bond themes. But if there's one thing we can be sure of, it's that James Bond will return, and so will his music, both the good and the bad. Skyfall, it's your move. I'm Diva, I know the score, and now, so do you.